Dear Billy Boo, a few months ago, a reader wrote into the podcast about censorship and some crazy stuff that was happening at their kid's school. Last week, I got a letter from my kid's school. It was basically an outline of what kids and parents should expect going into the new school year. All right, tucked away in the middle of the COVID protocol and exciting school activities was some new guidelines on joke making. It essentially says that kids are not to make any jokes and parents should instruct children not to provoke laughter. Oh my God. Do you see what happens? Do you see what happens when unfunny people get a voice on social media? Wow, they're going to get rid of class clowns. I thought that this was maybe some bullying-related stuff and wrote it off. Later in the week, I ran into my neighbor who has a kid in the same school system. He's a real nice guy and loaded and does a lot of volunteering in town, i.e. organizing leagues and raising money for families who need help. Real salt of the earth. He tells me that he ran into the principal at a recent outdoor event and asked about the bullying clause in the email. Specifically, if this was provoked by any serious bullying of a child. The principal proceeded to tell him that laughter had nothing to do with education and jokes of all types were offensive. This sounds like a bad movie. My neighbor asked if knock-knock jokes were okay, and he said absolutely not. He went even further to say that teachers were instructed to discipline any child who was laughing or being silly. This is great. I mean, they are creating the incubator for the next generation of comedians, possibly the greatest comedians of all time. I had a hard time believing this, so I did something I've never done nor thought I'd ever do. I called the school and talked to the principal. I had to know for myself. This sounds like clickbait. After a few questions about what prompted the no jokes allowed policy, he accused me of being an educational detractor who was promoting archaic tendencies in my own children. What was your response? Ooh, big words. I wear a tie. Because he said this to him. He said, because I said that laughter is an important part of life. He then quickly changed the subject and asked what my political affiliation was. I said, what? Oh, in a high screeching voice. What? Like you would say, playoffs. He responded to my what by saying he had the ability to contact child services if he felt any child was in danger of mental abuse. Wow. Yeah. This guy's handling his position of power really well. Needless to say, my blood was boiling and I hung up the phone. I have a few ideas about how to handle this. I don't want to stir things up, but also it seems unwise to let someone threaten me with child services and call me archaic for wanting my son to be able to laugh and not be a drone while in school. How would you handle this? All right. How would I handle this? I don't know. How do you handle this? How do you do this now with like all of these fucking people out there that just ruin all of this shit? I don't know. I mean, you can't get your kid kicked out of school. I mean, this sounds like a great clickbait piece for a newspaper or something, but that always seems like a bitchy move to me to just fucking rat somebody out like that. I don't know. You know what I would actually do? I think I might go above the guy's head and just say that I was simply, that you have some